Passive communication. Dr. Carla Benjamil, University of the 8th of May 1945, Guelma. Welcome back to the final section of our lecture, Recognizing and Understanding Communication Styles. The key points of the first part of the final section of the lecture include: introduction, definition, characteristics of passive communication, causes of passive communication, examples of passive language and behavior, effects of passive communication, strategies for improving passive communication, strategies for effective communication with passive individuals. Conclusion, works cited. Introductio. Understanding communication styles is essential for effective and harmonious interactions. It enables clear and efficient communication, fosters healthier relationships, aids in conflict resolution, enhances leadership and teamwork, supports personal growth, and boosts career success. Moreover, it's crucial for navigating cross-cultural interactions, preventing conflicts, and cultivating empathy and compassion. In a diverse world, recognizing and adapting to different communication styles is paramount, as it empowers individuals to communicate more adeptly and connect more deeply with others, both personally and professionally. Passive communication is a communication style characterized by a lack of assertiveness and a tendency to avoid expressing one's thoughts, feelings, or needs. This style often involves complying with the wishes of others, avoiding confrontation, and prioritizing harmony over individual needs. Passive communicators often fail to stand up for themselves or communicate their boundaries effectively, leading to misunderstandings and unmet needs in personal and professional relationships. To gain a deeper understanding of passive communication, it's helpful to explore definitions and insights from experts in the field of communication and psychology. Alberti, R. E., and Emmons, M. L. in their book Your Perfect Right, Assertiveness and Equality in Your Life and Relationships, the authors provide a definition that sheds light on passive communication. Passive behavior is the avoidance of the expression of opinions or feelings, protecting one's rights, and identifying and meeting one's needs. Passive individuals often fail to assert themselves, and may be perceived as compliant or submissive. This definition highlights the passive communicators' reluctance to express their thoughts and needs, often leading to a perception of compliance. Smith, M. J. In her book, Communication and Interpersonal Skills in Social Work, Smith offers a perspective specific to the field of social work. Passive communication is characterized by an inability or unwillingness to express one's thoughts, feelings, or needs directly to others. Social workers often encounter clients who exhibit passive communication patterns, making it challenging to assess and address their needs. This definition emphasizes the implications of passive communication within the context of social work, and the challenges it can pose when assessing clients' needs. Bolton, R. In his book People Skills, How to Assert Yourself, Listen to Others, and Resolve Conflicts, Bolton provides a practical definition and insight into passive communication. Passive communicators often say yes when they mean no. They avoid expressing their true feelings and needs, which can lead to resentment and misunderstandings. Bolton's definition highlights the tendency of passive communicators to avoid conflict by agreeing to requests they would rather decline, leading to hidden resentment. Characteristics of passive communication: avoidance of conflict, difficulty expressing needs and desires, inability to assert oneself, overuse of indirect language, non-verbal cues associated with passivity. In detail now, avoidance of conflict. Passive communicators tend to avoid confrontation and disagreements, often prioritizing harmony over addressing issues directly. Difficulty expressing needs and desires. Passive individuals struggle to articulate their wants and needs clearly, leading to unmet expectations and frustration. Difficulty expressing needs and desires. Passive individuals struggle to articulate their wants and needs clearly, leading to unmet expectations and frustration. Overuse of indirect language. Passive communicators frequently use vague or ambiguous language, making it difficult for others to understand their true intentions or concerns. Non-verbal cues associated with passivity. Passive communication is often accompanied by submissive body language, such as avoiding eye contact, slouched posture, or a soft tone of voice, which can reinforce the passive message being conveyed. Causes of passive communication. Fear of confrontation. Fear of confrontation as a cause of passive communication is discussed in various psychology and communication literature. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem contributing to passive communication is well documented in psychology research. Causes of passive lack of communication skill (LS). The relationship between a lack of communication skills and passive communication is a common topic in communication studies. Communication, cultural or societal influences. Causes of passive. The impact of cultural and societal influences on communication styles is a well-researched area. Communication. Examples of passive language and behavior. Explanation. Passively going along with others' decisions without contributing one's thoughts or preferences demonstrates a lack of assertiveness and a tendency to avoid taking a stance. Example of passive language: I guess I'll go along with what everyone else wants. Explanation. This statement reflects a willingness to conform to others' desires rather than assert one's own needs or preferences. Example of passive behavior: allowing others to interrupt or talk over you without speaking up. Explanation. Passive individuals often avoid interrupting others or asserting their right to speak, even when they should. Example of passive language: it's not a big deal, but I was hoping we could maybe do something else. Of passive communication, misunderstandings and misinterpretations, suppression of emotions and needs, building resentment and frustration, impact on relationships, both personal and professional, strategies for improving passive communication, developing self-awareness, building self-esteem and self-confidence, learning assertiveness techniques, setting boundaries, practicing active listening, strategies for effective communication with passive individuals. Communicating effectively with passive individuals can be challenging, but employing specific strategies can help foster clearer and more productive interactions. Here is a list of strategies for effective communication with passive individuals. Be patient and empathetic. Understand that passive individuals may struggle with assertiveness due to various reasons. Active listening. Pay close attention to what the passive person is saying, and show that you are genuinely interested in their perspective. Ask open-ended questions. Encourage passive individuals to express themselves by asking open-ended questions that require more than a simple yes or no response. Provide reassurance. Offer reassurance that their opinions and needs are valued and respected. Avoid aggressive language. Use non-confrontational language and tone. Use I statements. When expressing your own thoughts or feelings, use I statements to convey your perspective without placing blame. Strategies for effective communication with passive individuals. 1. Offer choices. Give passive individuals options when appropriate. This empowers them to make decisions and feel more in control of the situation. 1. Set clear expectations. Clearly outline expectations, responsibilities, and outcomes. Clarity can help passive individuals understand their role and feel more confident in their actions. 1. Encourage feedback. Invite passive individuals to share their feedback, concerns, or suggestions. Make it clear that their input is valuable and will be considered. 1. Use positive reinforcement. Acknowledge and appreciate their efforts and contributions. 1. Model assertive communication. Be a role model in your interactions with them, showing them how to express themselves assertively yet respectfully. 1. Respect boundaries. Recognize their personal boundaries and avoid pushing them into situations that make them uncomfortable. 1. Follow up. Check in with them after discussions or decisions have been made to ensure they are comfortable with the outcomes and to address any lingering concerns. Offer support. If appropriate, offer support in the form of coaching, mentoring, or resources to help them develop their communication and assertiveness skills. Seek professional help. In some cases, passive communication may be deeply ingrained and require professional guidance from therapists or counselors to address underlying issues. Remember that building effective communication with passive individuals takes time and patience. Tailor your approach to each individual's needs and preferences, as what works for one person may not work for another. In conclusion, passive communication is a communication style marked by a lack of assertiveness, avoidance of conflict, and a preference for compliance and harmony. Understanding passive communication is essential as it significantly impacts interpersonal interactions, relationships, and overall communication effectiveness. In recognizing passive communication and its consequences, individuals can work towards fostering healthier communication patterns and more harmonious connections with others. Work cited.
Thank you for joining us in the first part of the final section of our lecture, Recognizing and Understanding Communication Styles. The next part will be dedicated to another style of communication, which is aggressive communication.